now cause I'm winning. Chasing this chicken cause I'm on a mission. I'm known for get money and standing on business. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Keep that shit coming, they know how we living. Come from the struggle, got lost in the hustle. Straight out the mud, no I compliment couples. Chasing big bills just to keep this shit subtle. You ain't on my team if you wasn't in the huddle. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Keep that shit coming, they know that I'm with it. I fit the description, I'm the definition. I'm what they prescribe like she seen a physician. She wanna ride cause she seen how we get it. Big old booty, she my passenger princess. She like to argue, she don't like to listen. She bougie and toxic, she fine and she picky. Pretty, yes, and did it, she get recognition. Matching nails and toes, man, she always French tip 'em. Parking lot pimping when we in the city. Don't ask her about twine, she twerk on the engine. She eat the dick in the car cause it's tennis. She pay me attention like she get commission. Pimpin' sitting yo, so I give her the business. She ride on the dick like she doing some fitness. She make the dick disappear like she magician. She like to swallow, man, she love when I finish. Having motion, man, you know I got plenty. Bitches choosing cause they know that I'm winning. See some thousands, now I'm after some millions. So all my houses come with chandelier ceilings. Pillow talking, man, that shit just ain't in me. Keep it pimpin', I can't do no pretending. Jealous hearted, man, you know I ain't with it. Cupping hoes, I can't do no commitment. No, we started with nothing in humble beginnings. They wanna fuck with me now cause I'm winning. Chasing this chicken cause I'm on a mission. I'm known for get money and standing on business. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Keep that shit coming, they know how we living. Come from the struggle, got lost in the hustle. Straight out the mud, no I compliment couples. Chasing big bills just to keep this shit subtle. You ain't on my team if you wasn't in the huddle. Chasing this chicken.
Oh, it's echoing for y'all, chat? Why ain't nobody let me know it had a little echo going? What's going on, chat? Hold on, man. Y'all sat there and listened to that shit with me with a damn echo going? What? Wow, it's crazy. Hold on, chat. Hold on, man. Where we at with it?
Stall out them pint bottles, I granny crib. I poured so much I ain't wanna live. Told money then, shit we in the wind. I was in the hood when I clipped the bin. Since a young nigga, I been ready. Went glass house on every Chevy. In this game, I tried plenty settings. It's all or nothing. How niggas been. Got sucker niggas, keep suckers with them. One of the reasons I ain't fucking with them. Trish Tech and some more than her. Guess she couldn't even afford a winner. I'm open late, don't need a scale, and it's always over. Sneak wishing well, I double down, slick shit to spell. Shawty know I don't kiss and tell. I'm faded, 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 faded. I'm faded, 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 faded. And I'm faded, 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 faded. I'm faded, 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 faded. I'm a saint, but I sin. I checked in the game to win. I left, she loving me again. I let her cry out the bins, and they say time heal. Mine still felt like it was yesterday. I was moving fast, probably too fast to even catch the play. Spencer night, she pack a bag, right to me, just getting gas. Coming back, I want it bad. I'ma touch it first. Eat the last, it's temporary. Holly damn emotion said it's temporary. My pain deeper than the ocean. Temporary feelings mixed with temporary pleasures. All these temporary moments and these temporary treasures. Temporary circumstances to temporary measures. Temporary friends and even temporary schedules. Temporary smiles and temporary goals. Temporary women sliding on temporary poles. Temporary comments and temporary trolls. I just pray that God bless me. Ain't no temporary souls. I'm a saint, but I sin. I checked in the game to win. I left, she loving me again. I let her cry out the bins, and they say time heal. Mine still felt like it was yesterday. I was moving fast, probably too fast to even catch the play. Spencer night, she pack a bag, right to me, just getting gas. Coming back, I want it bad. I'ma touch it first. Eat the last, it's temporary. Holly damn emotion said it's temporary. My pain deeper than the ocean.
What we doing tonight, chat? What we doing tonight, chat? Double tap the screen, shut a live out. I know we didn't go live last night, but look, we here. Hey, man, we're here.
Welcome to the greatest damn show on YouTube.
And that's what it's all about, man. Hold on.
Welcome to the greatest damn show on YouTube.
Oh, man. Double tap the screen, shut live out. What we doing tonight, chat? Double tap the screen, shut live out. What we doing tonight, chat? We got that action-packed episode, man. They say Trump is moving on Iran this weekend, whatever, man. We got Letnick exposed during questioning, and we got a lot more going on, chat. I know I didn't go live last night, but we got all kind of shit going on, man. We got Sean Strickland going viral, talking crazy about these women fighters. Piers Morgan sat down with ZELENSKY, did a full-blown interview. Letnick is over there answering questions. We got Steve Bannon coming out basically saying that Trump should have been impeached and get him the fuck up out of here with Epstein, man. FedEx is coming out. Is it FedEx? Showing that packages were still being delivered to Palm Beach, Florida as recent as 2024 from Epstein's FedEx account. Now they deleted it and shit like that. This is wild, chat. I'm not gonna lie, chat. This shit is getting kind of crazy, man. But we got a couple miscellaneous clips, and we're gonna get into the news. I'm not gonna hold y'all up tonight. A lot's been going on. I meant to go live on the Debate Nation channel. I was gonna do like a reaction live where we just hang out, you know, and y'all kind of watch me do the reactions for the main channel. But an incident happened. You know what I'm saying? An incident happened, so I ended up having to handle that incident, make sure, you know, shit was alright, and then I came live. But here we go, man. Let's get into it, chat. Double tap the screen, shut a live out, man. I don't care if you post it to the timeline, the last person you text. Let's get some people in here. Eric, tell the Discord we live, y'all. Let's get into it, man.
But, and you know, Paramount School, I mean, they fucking ruined Halo better than that, you know, they made it gay. Rhonda and Gina, how fucking, whoever thought about that, man, they're gonna be half naked, might be making it a little better. Ronda Rousey can fight, that bitch can fight. I think she lost a few fights to her ex, but the bitch can fight. I like Gina, she's like super conservative, she's hot.
Bro, Sean Strickland cannot say that. He said, I think she lost a couple fights to her ex. Was Ronda Rousey with a woman or a man? Was she with a woman or a man?
The kid when she fought, I may have jerked off to her once or twice back in the day, but dude, I was like, what, 12? No, I was jerking off when I was 12. Nobody gives a fuck. Maybe you put some oil on it, you know, do some dollar bills, people might give a fuck. No one gives a fuck about women's sports. You take the weakest, softest motherfucker here, and you guys would beat up Amanda Nunes. Like fucking the fat guy in the Hawaiian shirt, no offense. And there's nothing wrong with women. I mean, they do great things, you know. They cook, they clean. There are no women in prison, right? Like, that's why I didn't go to fucking prison. Knowing I'm gonna have to go be surrounded by a bunch of fucking dudes for 30 years. I'm not doing that shit. Problem is, we've empowered them too much to ruin society. Look at the NFL, dude. You had that. I don't even want to say the faggot's name because, like, you know
what?
The halftime go. The halftime show guy, the Puerto Rican, right? Puerto Rican. Bro, yeah, that fucking faggot. Like, dude, it is so crazy that this is America now. Like, back in the day, dude, the NFL was the fucking standard of being a fucking man. I think they all get together around the table and say, you know, guys, how do we fucking ruin this sport? How do we gay it up? How do we fucking ruin it? Why don't we bring a gay foreigner who doesn't speak fucking English to have him perform it? Man, hockey is like the last man sport.
An NHL player came out as gay.
Oh, no shit. Well, that guy's definitely gonna beat him in the locker room. Mental illness is real. And, you know, if you fucking, like, the way I feel about gays is very simple. If you're fucking gay, dude, go suck cock. Like, dude, I wouldn't know what it's like, man, right? Like, I love pussy. Like, I have no idea what it's like.
He cannot say all of this, bro.
Waking up and be like, hey, I want to fuck other dudes. I don't know what that's like. It's clearly mental illness, but I support it. You know, sometimes you gotta just, you know, let your retarded flag fly. You know, trans is too far, though. If you wanna cut your dick off.
Bro, this shit is like AI. I can't believe this shit's not AI. He really got up there and said this shit, chat. Wow, he really got up there and said this shit.
Call yourself fucking Susie, and yeah, I don't fuck with that.
This might be a really bad segue, but I saw some pictures of you training with a little boy. How'd that happen? What was that like?
What the fuck? Relax, Epstein.
Training.
This ain't the White House card. Relax. I don't know if this makes me racist, but every time a big black man shows up to the gym, especially on a boxing day, I just assume that you know how to box. Weird, man. So when you're talking about Chimaev going to the White House, you know, he's best friends with like a fucking warlord dictator that murders people. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me when this administration puts a fucking terrorist on the White House card. Fine ass ESPN reporter. I mean, you know, dude, the ones that's like, how did you get this job? I could probably connect some dots. You want people to give a fuck, make it an attractive blonde girl, and like everybody gives a fuck. You get a little LaQuisha down in Compton gets kidnapped, or fucking Detroit, no one gives a fuck.
He's not lying though, Chet. At that last part, he's not lying, man. Nobody give a fuck, man. No, news doesn't cover that shit, man. Sean Strickland is tripping. This is a UFC fighter, man. What?
America now. Like back in the day, dude, the NFL was the fucking...
Okay, so let's break this shit down. He said back in the day, the NFL was like, what, a man's sport?
Standard of being a fucking man.
It was, man, where they had the big cowboy collars and shoulder pads and shit, man. The NFL is not the same. There are bigger, stronger, and faster, but it's just a little different now. You know what I'm saying, with the NFL.
I think they all get together around the table and say, you know, guys, how do we fucking ruin this sport? How do we gay it up? How do we fucking ruin it? Why don't we bring a gay foreigner who doesn't speak fucking English to have him perform it? Hockey's like the last man sport.
An NHL player came out as gay.
Oh, no shit. Well, that guy's definitely going to be in the locker room. Mental illness is real. And, you know, if you fucking, like, the way I feel about gays...
Now, I'm going to be honest with you, Chad. Mental illness is kind of real. And it is real, not kind of. It is real. But I seen a guy, I think he was in Canada. Was he in Canada? I think he went to get a haircut, right? He tried to book a haircut, and they didn't have a non-binary option for the haircut. It was like men's haircut, women's haircut, children's haircut. They didn't have a non-binary option for the haircut. He said because they didn't have a non-binary option, it made him spiral out of control with crazy depression, and he sued their ass for $500. Now, if that's not a mental health issue, I don't know what the fuck is, man. You got that upset that you spiraled into depression because they didn't have a non-binary option at the fucking barbershop, bro. At the barbershop.
Be very simple. You're fucking gay, dude. Go suck cock. Like, dude, I want to know what it's like, man. Right? Like, I like pussy. Like, I have no idea what it's like. I actually feel bad for the gays. Can you imagine being a dude waking up and be like, I want to fuck at the dudes? I don't know what that's like. It's clearly mental illness. Would I support it? You know, sometimes you gotta just, you know, let your retarded flag fly. You know, trans is too far. If you wanna cut your dick off and fucking call yourself fucking Susie, and yeah, I don't fuck with that.
This might be a really bad segue, but I saw some pictures of you training with a little boy. How'd that happen? What was that
What
like?
the fuck? Relax, Epstein.
Training.
This ain't the White House card. Relax. I don't know if this makes me racist, but every time a big black man shows up to the gym, especially on a boxing day, I just assume that you know how to box. Weird, man. So
I mean, that's not racist. That's stereotyping. You know what I'm saying? Like it just straight up, man. I do some stereotyping myself. So if he's saying a big black guy shows up at the boxing gym, he assumes that he knows how to box. Okay. Now, if I see a white man with the damn beard and a cowboy hat with the fucking 1911 on his hip, I'm going to assume that he has aim. I'm just going to be honest with you, Chad. He might not be able to hit the broadside of a fucking barn door, but I'm going to think he has aim. I'm going to think he can probably knock something down from 200 yards away with that bad boy, man, knowing he can't. Stereotype.
but Chimaev going to the White House, you know, he's best friends with like a fucking warlord dictator that murders people. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me when this administration puts a fucking terrorist on the White House card. Fine ass ESPN reporter. I mean, you know, dude, the ones that's like, how did you get this job? I could probably connect some dots. You want people to give a fuck, make it an attractive blonde girl, and like everybody gives a fuck. You get a little LaQuisha down in Compton gets kidnapped, or fucking Detroit, no one gives a fuck.
Yeah, that's crazy. He called out LaQuisha. I guess that's what I do when I said Brad. You said, how do we fix it? How do we fix what? How do we fix what? All right, let's move on, chat, because I got a lot to cover tonight. Let's move on, man. I really want to watch that ZELENSKY shit. All right, here goes the Bannon and Epstein emails, man. We finna get into the Bannon and Epstein emails, man. I didn't know, bro. Steve Bannon's like damn near. I don't want to compare Trump to Jesus or nothing, but it's like, damn, Steve Bannon like a fucking Judas, ain't he? I thought he was the biggest one running around talking about Trump forever, MAGA this, MAGA that. Man, it's looking like Steve Bannon might have been fucking Judas out here, bro. It's crazy.
Throughout the next 4 years was secure, and it was the most secure election ever after bragging about meeting with the people who Jeffrey Epstein and Steve Bannon claimed could hack our elections. Their words, not mine. Make it make sense. But why was Bannon or any other officials in any other role meeting with people who, according to these emails, were doing or trying to do or possess the power to do all that? Let's look at some of the other stuff from these files, too, that even goes crazier. But why was Bannon or any other officials in any other role meeting with people who, according to these emails, were doing or trying to do or possess the
So he's saying possessing the power to do what? Election fraud, man? Let me find out this shit been projection the whole time, man. Let me find out this shit has been projection.
power to do all that? Let's look at some of the other stuff from these files, too, that even goes crazier than this stuff. And why was he talking about replacing Trump, swapping Pompeo as the VP with Mike Pence, and then using the 25th Amendment to make Pompeo the president? These are text messages with what is assumed.
Who is Pompeo, Chad? Who is Pompeo? Who the fuck is Pompeo?
To be Epstein, to be with Bannon. Quote, I like the idea of Pence stepping down in favor of Pompeo, so when it happens, he becomes president. That's from allegedly Epstein. And I'm thinking it.
Oh shit, he was the director of the CIA. That's crazy. Steve Bannon had the power like that to say, fuck it, we're gonna get Trump up out of here, man, and get the director of the CIA as... Oh...
What do you mean by it? Bannon responding, that is his name, shocked. Epstein replies, Rudy did lay out impeachment, Pelosi vote, and don't go after Ivanka. Bannon says, great. Great. Impeaching Trump? Well, I mean, we now know Pompeo was not a product of MAGA doctrine and was heavily critical of Trump once he left his first term, showing his true colors, and Bannon wanted him to become president.
I don't think I want to go to Wall Street no more, Corey World. I ain't gonna lie, Mom Dunny got it looking a little different over there, man. I seen all that snow melt that they had, all that poop and shit on the ground, man. See, trying to raise taxes. Y'all see the mass exodus already happening from California. What do we talk about? Mom Dunny wants to tax the rich, which it's looking like he's not going to be able to tax the rich. Looks like he's probably going to try to tax every fucking body. They're going to leave. Me and Steve had a kind of a heated discussion about that, but we see it happening in California now. We see Zuckerberg getting the fuck out. He's buying $120 million spot in Florida. We see the tech bros exiting Cali. Will they maintain their California residence? Probably so, but they will spend most of their time, quote unquote, live in Florida, where it's tax free, man.
I mean, am I reading that? There's a possibility.
What up, Tony?
That did nothing wrong, and these are being misinterpreted. There's a possibility, giving him the benefit of the doubt here, considering he was, like, I defended this guy. I thought he was good for the administration initially.
They said, Zuckerberg, man, every time I look at Zuckerberg, bro, it's like his eyes have no soul, bro. Like, Zuckerberg is one of the only people I have ever seen online, bro, who literally looks like he doesn't have a soul, Chad. I don't even like using the word literally, but I don't know how else to say it, man. When I look at Zuckerberg, bro, I see no soul, man. Just like fucking beady black eyes, man. Like crazy, bro. Also, they said Zuckerberg is in court right now about social media addiction and all of that, and he has security guards with him in there. They're saying that the security guards were wearing the Meta AI glasses to basically fuck with the jury, like to track the jury. They're going in there. The bodyguards got the damn meta glasses on. We seen the student, the guy that put the script on the damn meta glasses where it could just, run a face scan and tell him exactly who you are. And Zuckerberg got his damn bodyguards with him on in the court. Crazy. The difference is the meta glasses we are privy to, they have to have that little light on to let you know they're recording. This is fucking Zuckerberg. Do you think Zuckerberg's security has that little light on telling people they're recording? Hell no, man. This shit is crazy, bro. This shit is crazy, man. Where else is that? This Steve Bannon shit. Alright, we finna get into this Steve Bannon shit a little bit more because this shit is crazy to me. Epstein told Steve Bannon to start the war room. Epstein's talking about replacing Trump with Pompeo.
I work with multiple platforms.
This shit is crazy, bro. This shit is fucking insane, bro. Y'all double tap the screen, shut a live out. What's up, Corey World?
New messages between Steve Bannon and Jeffrey Epstein, released in the Epstein files, have ignited something of a civil war in MAGA world. In one message, Bannon suggests President Trump should be removed from office during his first term for erratic behavior. The Department of Justice also released a 2-hour video of Bannon interviewing Epstein for a potential documentary. This is Bannon asking about Epstein's time spent in prison in 2008.
I mean, during that day, you never had a moment. You sat there and go, what the have I done with my life? I'm in a 6x9 jail cell.
You're suggesting I was sort of somewhat depressed, and how could this happen to me?
I'm not saying depressed. I'm saying a moment of awareness of how could I get myself into this situation.
No, I would just say how strange that this happens. It's strange. People would either ask to borrow money or make some other types of comments about in the beginning.
What were the comments?
And they also said Lex Wexner worked directly with the Rothschilds, man. They said the Rothschilds was finna have to pay like some kind of crazy amount of fine. They were gonna pay the penalty. I think was it the DOJ? The U.S. government ended up getting a $45.5 million settlement lawsuit, whatever the hell you want to call it. Epstein got paid $25 million and some other woman got paid $10 million. So Epstein got paid fucking $25 million to handle this shit, man. It's crazy. International law.
At the beginning, what were the comments?
It serves you rich guys right that you're here next to me.
There was nothing about your crimes.
No.
So all this rumor you hear all the time about people in prison that commit the type of crimes you commit, you're saying in your personal thing is not true.
No.
It was all because you were rich.
Yes.
Bannon did not return messages from CNN, but said in a statement to the New York Times that his communication with Epstein was all done to, quote, secure 50 hours of interviews from a reclusive subject. For more on this, I want to bring in David Urban, former Trump campaign advisor and CNN senior political commentator. David, great to see you. You're shaking your head. I want to get to why in just a second. You know, the 25th Amendment reference from the Epstein files has caused some uproar inside the magosphere. It's dated December 31st, 2018, and it's a text exchange between Bannon and Epstein, and we should note the context is unclear, but Bannon says, going to blow him up right out of the box. White House has zero plans to punch back. Fort Apache with no cavalry en route. Jeffrey Epstein then says, in No Soldiers in the Fort, he is really borderline, not sure what he may do. And then Bannon replies, I think it's beyond borderline 25th Amendment. And we reached out to Bannon on this exchange and have not received a response, but people like Roger Stone and Marjorie Taylor Greene are speaking out. So tell me about why you were shaking your head, and tell me what you were hearing inside the president's supporters.
Yeah, so John, you said also you left out General Flynn and many, many others. If you go to Twitter and just look at MAGA influencers, or just Google or put in the Twitter search Bannon, Epstein, see what comes up. There is not one supporter, not one MAGA person that's supporting Steve Bannon for a variety of reasons. One, it looks like he signed up to try to rehabilitate a person who committed horrendous sex crimes. You hear him in the interview with Jeffrey Epstein. He doesn't say nobody in prison talked to you about being a pedophile. He doesn't call him out. He's trying to be polite to him, it seems. It's absolutely mind-blowing, and there's something like 19
What's
other
up, Drew
hours
Speed?
of tape that have yet to been released that Steve Bannon says that he's keeping because he was some sort of double secret agent and was going to really try to blow Jeffrey Epstein up. Well, Roger Stone and many others in the MAGA universe think that that's a crock, and if Steve Bannon is going to be out there trying to defend himself, he better get out there quickly, because the narrative does not look good for Steve Bannon at this point. It looks like he was out there to line his pockets defending a sex offender.
How do you think the president will react to all of this?
Listen, so Steve Bannon got a pardon at one point in time along the route here. We know that they were close. I am, from what I hear lately, is that there have not been that much communication with Steve Bannon and any senior officials in the administration in lieu of these revelations. And I can't imagine that the 25th Amendment revelation inures him to the president any more than he's far away, getting further, and I know that this most recent revelation is going to push that boat even further away from this administration.
Yeah, again, we'll have to see if the president is asked in any detail about this, but that comment about the 25th Amendment was 2018. It's hard to imagine what was going through Bannon's head at that point. David Urban, thank you for explaining that.
I don't know what the hell was going through Bannon's head at that point, man. Bannon was out here being a damn Judas, it looks like to me, man. All right, yeah, chat. I want to play this clip for y'all. Then we'll get into some of that Zelensky. I want to get into some of that Zelensky interview with Piers Morgan.
Now I understand why Pam Bondi is no longer releasing any more of the Epstein files. Because some journalists were able to get access to Jeffrey Epstein's FedEx account, and they found that it was used as early as 2024, and FedEx, as of a couple of days prior to their article, had deleted some invoices. The way the Ditch was able to get access to his FedEx account was by simply going through the Epstein files that were public. The password was just unredacted. The files that held that password are now removed off of the DOJ's website, but they currently still have access to that FedEx account, and within it is almost 100 different names and addresses, as well as including an ex-Israeli Air Force lieutenant colonel who now advises Alan Dershowitz. Now, those two invoices from 2024 that FedEx removed recently involves a shipment from Georgia to Plan D LLC, also in Georgia, and a separate shipment from Georgia to West Palm, Florida. That first shipment to Plan D LLC, that's actually the now dissolved firm that Epstein incorporated to own and operate his private jet, and suspiciously is also the same one that Trump used during his 2024 presidential election campaign. I have a sneaking suspicion that that second shipment that went to West Palm, Florida, might have been going to Mar-a-Lago.
That shit crazy, man. That shit, they said we about to go to war with Iran to cover this shit up, man. They said we about to go into war with Iran to cover this shit up, man. That's crazy, chat. I'm not gonna lie, man. Where the hell is it at? I'm not gonna get into that Trump press conference yet. I ain't got time for it yet. We might listen to Rubio speak. Rubio said something today too.
Terrible strain on your life.
Very much, and hello everybody. Maybe good evening. I don't know. We live in different countries. So, hello. Thank you for invitation for this dialogue, Piers.
President Zelensky, I came to Kyiv and interviewed you 4 months into this war, and I was struck then by the extraordinary spirit of you and your First Lady and your people. Ukraine was united. It was ready.
Hey, Chad, I seen a clip. Did Trump say he should get a Medal of Honor for flying into Iraq? Did he really say that? That shit's crazy.
Resolute, and it was prepared to do whatever it took to win this war. Many people feared that Ukraine would be taken.
Oh, and Trump took the $10 billion from the border peace. He said, "Hey, look, man, we're gonna take this shit out of the U.S. government hands, and we're gonna put it somewhere where I can control it, man. Where I can control it." Trump, what the fuck is going on? Where is Congress, bro? Then I seen them put they rolled out a big ass picture talking about "Make America Great Again" at the damn Department of Justice, or was that the Department of War? What the fuck is going on, America?
Quickly by Russia's forces. That hasn't happened. As we approach the 4th anniversary, what are your feelings about this war and where Ukraine now is?
Very much. And of course, it's people more tired than it was the first year of the war. It's understandable. Yeah, because it's long war, big land war, and now with new technologies, with drones and etc. So another war and cyber war. So hybrid war. So I mean, this of course it's was difficult, a terrible winter. We still have winter, but mostly, of course, it's in the past. But it was terrible because they understood. I mean, Russians, they understood that they can't have success, have successful goals what they had before on the front line. So they're not winning on the front. That's why they decided to make chaos, or to try to make. Now we see we see the answers that they couldn't manage this, but they wanted to make this, terrible winter, taking our energy. You know that, for example, we have 18 gigawatts in Ukraine, what people need each day, every day, but Russia destroyed 10. So
didn't they say Epstein met with somebody right before Zelensky took presidency too? They trying to say Epstein might have put Zelensky on, man. This shit is deep.
It's understandable where we are, that people have and had 4-5 hours a day electricity. Not everybody had heating. Of course, we renovated as quick as possible, everything, everywhere. But the unity of people still very strong. For example, how we renovated everything.
Imagine, chat, you only had access to electricity 5 hours out of your day. In the middle of the winter. Middle of the winter, man. 5 hours a day. You got access to electricity 5 hours a day in the middle of the winter, man. That shit sounds kind of crazy.
In the capital, because the capital was in the most difficult situation. And of course, Kharkiv, Odessa, Poltava, but the most difficult situation was in Kiev after all these energy attacks. And can you imagine that 230 brigades, I mean, it's a lot of people in each brigade, they came to renovate Kiev, just from all their regions. It was not just my signal to them to come. Yes, it was, but not because of this. I mean, because of the willingness of people.
To start this interview, the news broke that the trilateral meeting in Geneva between Russia, Ukraine, and the United States had broken up. There have been reports that it was acrimonious. There was a big dispute there, but there is going to be another meeting shortly, apparently. What can you tell me about the current state of these peace negotiations?
I think the good point really that we had meeting in Switzerland. So I mean, this is very important. I always raise this with all respect to Middle East and other countries, but I think if the war is in Europe, we need to find a place, and people, Europeans, they have to feel that this is the aggression against us and against Europe. And they recognize it. Not everybody, they recognize it. And that's why I think peace negotiations have to be in Europe, to my mind. This is not the priority. Just wanted to say that it's in Switzerland. And you said about next meeting, I just wanted to underline that the next meeting will be also in Switzerland. That's what I have information for today. Of course, our group will come back, and I will have more open brief than on by phone I had. But in any way, so we had two groups, military group and diplomatic group, political. So on military direction, we are closer than on political. Because military guys, they trilaterally, they spoke about how to monitor, how to develop monitoring mission for ceasefire when it will come, when political will open these possibilities. So they discuss details, technical things of capabilities of both sides, and first of all of Americans, because they will have leadership in monitoring mission. And I raised now about Europeans because it's always,
Can you imagine any circumstance in which Ukraine, while your president, cedes any territory to the Russians in terms of sovereignty?
Just give by ourselves. I can't really support such idea, and I think that in any very difficult circumstances, I'm not sure that our people will be ready, because you said thousands, dozens of thousands of Ukrainians been killed direction defending the east part of Ukraine. And I just want to tell to everybody, it's not only about morality. Morality, by the way, is very important for us, very important. Like values, like freedom, it's not just empty words. For us, it's very important. That's why such strong answer was from the first day of this war. And defending these values, we have to understand that Donbass is a part of our independence. It's a part of our values. It's not about the land, not only about territories. It's about people, it's about membership, and also about strategy, how to defend our country. So for today, nobody can give us, very strong word, with all respect to powerful American president and America as a whole. I mean, there's America like a strong country, with all respect, and we need their security guarantees. But even have all these, nobody can tell us and give us the word that Putin will come again. When we speak about security guarantees, we mean we need strong security guarantees that the rest of the world or some countries will be ready to answer Putin if he will come back with his aggression, or when he will come again. Be ending the war, or it can be freezing the conflict, or it can be pause. It doesn't matter. This is a pause 2 years or 10 years. It's not about me. We have to think about next generations. We have to think about next people who will be...
So a pause for 2 years or 10 years. So is he calling for like a minimum 2 year ceasefire, 2 years to 10 years? It's crazy.
In our cheers, but they have to manage this. We can't give them, empty paper. We need strong, security guarantees. One of these guarantees, of course, security guarantees from the United States. Then EU membership is important, like representatives of Europe on our land. We support this idea, coalition of the willing.
You said Zelensky is a real world leader. Zelensky is not without flaw. Didn't his second in charge just get caught with like $5 million in cash? Like, weren't they fucking funneling the money? Like, give us the money. We need the money. Like, what was going on with that fire? So Zelensky, he may be good at, delegation, being diplomatic, but to say he's, the world leader, and hey man, where the fuck is all the money going? A whole country, well, I ain't gonna say a whole country, a country was divided, America, over the funding of Ukraine, and then we see your second, third in command fucking patting their pockets. I'm talking about whole dressers full of cash, bruh. It's crazy.
Also, our army, why I always been against that our army can be decreased by anybody. It's up to us, up to our government, up to willingness of Ukrainians. That's why we need these 800,000. And of the very important moment, defending lines. That's why when we speak about security, when we speak about Donbass, Donetsk region, I also think like a president about this, defending lines, which are very strong, especially there. What will be if our forces will go out, just go out without any kind of security? And if Russia will begin aggression again, if they will be at this territory already, how we can defend? When we spoke with military guys from the United States.
But you can't say that, Fryer. See, that you can't say that as I'm only speaking about right-wingers that listen to Putin talking, because those same people that don't want to fund the Ukraine war, they don't want to fund that shit in Israel either. Let's be honest, man. They don't want to fund that shit, man. Straight up, I'm one of those people that say, I think we should mind our fucking business, honestly. I think we should mind our fucking business. When it comes to Ukraine, when it comes to the Middle East, when it comes to all that shit, man, listen, I think we should mind our fucking business, man.
Europeans have, by the way, the same position, but with the United States, when we spoke with all these generals, I showed them on the paper, just on the paper, I showed them that, look, I draw them that, look, you know what does it mean, cities? This is one defending line. And you know what does it mean after the cities, it goes the field, kilometers of fields. And you know that even...
You said I belong to Russia. For what? Bruh, I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. I've never fucking been over there, man. I can walk outside right now and see homeless people, fucking kids that probably don't know where they're gonna be laying their head at and shit for long term. They going couch to couch, house to house and shit. And you mad at me because I said we need to mind our fucking business, man. It's crazy. I work for Putin because I can walk outside and see the struggles and stripes of Americans. What? It's not my fucking business. And then we talking about some other shit. This is a holy war, man. Shit is holy war. Shit's been going on thousands of years, man. Shit, fuck is it my business for?
If you will, will make these defending lines there, you will need for this not less than 1 year to make them very strong. This is one. Yes, of course, if the United States, all the building business will come to investors, maybe they will build it in half a year. But in any case, it will be strong, but it will not be the same defending line as the cities. When I speak about cities, it's not about people. Not people. I'm not thinking that people are the shield. No. The cities. And
see, what I'm saying is this, Ms. Bones. It's not about giving them the handout. It's not about doing anything. It's about being the one that's always on the fucking line. You know how you got somebody who, whenever some shit go on, they gonna call you. You don't hear from them when everything's going fine and everything's going dandy. They never fucking call you. But the moment some shit goes on, here goes these motherfuckers on your phone, man. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. It's not just a monetary thing. It's that we need to take care of some shit here first. We got to take care of some shit here first, man. We got boards of peace going on. $10 billion being taken from the board of peace. We got damn Venezuelan oil getting taken and shipped over back to the fucking Middle East. We got damn telling the government, look, y'all ain't got nothing to do with this money. We're going to hold it in the Qatari accounts, do what the fuck we want to. We're going to take all the money from the board of peace, do what the fuck we want to, man. It just is what it is, man. We got to get that shit together before we worry about the fuck going on in Ukraine and the Middle East, man. We got some shit over here. We got to clean house first. We got to wash some dishes. We got to wash some clothes. We got to, cut the damn grass and rake the leaves and shit here first.
There are fortifications which already been done there, been built there. That is why I said we can't just withdraw. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 reasons why we can't. It's not fair, Dan. It's not fair.
You said you think someone else is gonna buy your outdated whip. You damn right. Same thing they was doing with the fucking Contra, man. We know where them fucking guns go. Let's not play, man. We know where the guns go. If we talking about helicopters and other shit, Zelensky asked for the damn Tomahawks. Trump told him no. Because Trump knew we was about to get ready to go into Venezuela and Iran, man. The other shit, the drones and shit, Trump was supposed to make the deal with Zelensky for the drones. Remember, we watched the damn anchor broker the damn deal, then Trump reneged on him, man. It is what it is.
Russians have stated that there are two absolute red lines for them. One is Ukraine cannot be allowed to join NATO, and there must be a guarantee of that. And secondly, NATO forces cannot be on the ground in Ukraine as part of any security guarantees that you've been referencing. What is your view of those two red lines from the Russian perspective?
I think it's more about ambitions of Russia. It's not about the real logistic steps. When they speak about that, they also need security guarantees. They said that they don't trust Ukrainians, that if we will have ceasefire, Russians are not ready for ceasefire because they're afraid that Ukrainians prepare and begin offensive operation. Logically, it doesn't work because if Europeans or Americans stay, how we can begin any offensive operations? This is a guarantee that these representatives of NATO, by the way, can give security guarantees that we will not begin offensive.
I could name a few things that's going on right now that Donald Trump did to help the poor and the less fortunate and the disenfranchised. I'm not saying he's perfect, but there are some things. But the moment I mention those things, you're going to be like, well, it wasn't Trump. It was, those people. So it really doesn't matter. I mean, fuck, bro. I'm taking advantage of some shit right now. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. I'm taking advantage of some shit right now. You know what I'm saying?
After this war will end, if representatives of these countries will stay, so it doesn't work. And for me, if Russia doesn't want representatives there on the front or deeply, it's the answer that they are thinking that maybe again. Because if there are Europeans or Americans, it's more difficult for them to begin offensive. It's true. Yes, it's true. The same about sea. How we can use sea drones. They're afraid that we will use sea drones, hundreds of them, on the sea, in the Black Sea, maybe in the Baltic, and etc. But how we can do it if the ships of our foreign friends will stay there in the Black Sea and will control.
So, Chad, Trump, we'll say he's the president right now, so his fucking administration, the people that's going on, they just put out a lot of fucking money for people to go to school or get a trade. A lot of fucking money, especially in the marine life, I guess the maritime diamond. They just put a lot of money for people to go to school or get a trade, a paid apprenticeship, for up to 2 years. But they're prioritizing the substance abuse now. Like, they got a whole fucking set of funding that's like way more than it used to be, at least for the states, that I've been through. And it's specifically for substance abuse to get these folks jobs. So that's one thing I can say that he did to help the poor and disenfranchised, man. They upped the money for that shit. And when I say they upped the money, they upped the fucking money, bro.
Security. Just security, that there is a silence in the sea, that there is a food corridor, the grain corridor, that everything works. And the same about sky. When they said about satellites and etc., we need Europeans and Americans. They can control the sky. So that's why I said it doesn't work with the NATO or representatives of NATO. The second point, that Americans and maybe some Europeans, they discuss with Russia about something new document between NATO and Russia. And I always said that we are not in NATO. It's a pity, but we are not. And we will not, it is involved to NATO. I don't remember, really in practice, not in just words, in practice. The United States, previous administration, and this administration they don't see us in NATO. Let's be honest. And they say this, but it doesn't mean that in the future Ukraine will not be. But again,
what's up, Jared?
It's not up to us. We already did what we had to do.
So yeah, chat, I would tell y'all to check with y'all state, cause the federal funding's on the way down the fucking pipeline right now. I'm telling y'all. It's on the way down the pipeline right now. If you got anybody who's been to jail, incarcerated, got out, you got anybody that has a documented history of substance abuse, man, tell their ass to tap in, because they paying for school for 2 years, man. They putting you in the apprenticeships, man. If you want to get a trade, electrician, HVAC, welding, plumbing, they giving you paid apprenticeship, man, starting you, and then they'll pay whoever whoever hires you as an apprentice, they'll pay them your payroll. You know, they can apply for that shit too, man. I'm telling y'all. So there are some things going on. You know, there are some things going on.
We said that we want and we are ready to be a part of NATO, to be a strong part, and to strengthen all the allies. What we can do more? Nothing. And now this is now the ball on the side of our partners, NATO countries. That's why I said to NATO countries that it's up to them to have us or not, to accept us like for future for us in NATO or not. That's why when they will have the document between NATO and Russia, they can discuss everything. But for me, it's important that they will discuss our potential.
So we seen, I don't know how the power dynamic is going, because Trump was very critical of NATO. You know, Trump's been like distancing himself from NATO. But we seen over the last week, Rubio try to pull us back, like try to pull and like, hey, look, man, NATO is important. We're not leaving NATO. We're not doing any of that. So it's kind of a back and forth going, if y'all haven't seen that going on.
Place in NATO with us. Not just with Russians, but with us, because it's about us. But they can do it also without us. Maybe we don't know something, so we will react on surprises in any way, if they will be. This is about NATO. That's why I said that Putin speaks a lot about Ukraine in NATO, but it's a pity, but it doesn't depend on us.
You mentioned Vladimir Putin there. I interviewed...
Yeah, Fries, I think that he was cutting that funding right there from certain states. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know how Trump get when it comes to certain states. Now, he removed a lot of funding from certain states, but I don't know, man, because the amount of money that they got available, man, in these red states, man, for that type shit is crazy, man. I'm talking about numbers damn near higher than what you just put on there, man.
The former US President Bill Clinton a few years ago now, and he had a crossover period when Putin had first come to power and Clinton was president, and I asked him what it was like to deal with Putin, and I wanted to play you a clip. It's gone viral recently again, and I wanted to play you the clip and then get your reaction to what Bill Clinton says about dealing with Putin.
I think the right strategy most of the time but it's frustrating to people in your line of work. You should be brutally honest with people in private. And then if you want them to help you, try to avoid embarrassing them in public. Now, sometimes they do things which make it impossible.
I'm not gonna lie, Bill. That Bill just dropped the gem right there, bro. Bill just dropped the gem right there, man. I know he's under scrutiny. We not really fucking with Bill, man, but he dropped the gem right there. That's how I handle my business, chat. If I love you, bro, if I say I fuck with you, I call you a friend or an associate or something, bro, I would never go crazy on you in public. But I'm gonna be brutally honest with you. Like with my family, I'm like straight up. When we private, man, I'm not gonna sugarcoat that shit, man. But in public, I'm gonna have some decorum. I'm gonna have some respect for you. You know, I'm gonna, it is what it is. But hey, man, before we left the house or when we was at the house or when I called you, man, I'm gonna tell you how I feel, straight up, what I think.
For you to keep quiet. But by and large, On all the people I dealt with.
Fries, you saying that you unable to find any evidence? I don't know what's going on. I went down there. I mean, I'm not gonna dox myself and just show my documentation. Like, I went down there. I talked to the people. They showed me how much funding is there, and I'm just gonna be honest with you that not many states have gotten it's gotten approved yet. She told me straight up, honestly, this might be the only fucking state that's been approved so far, but the other one's coming down the pipeline. For sure. And the amount of money she said our state got approved for that shit is crazy. Exorbitant. They'll probably have to send some money back, all that shit they got.
If I told them the truth. How I've honestly felt and what our interests were and what our objectives were. And they also appreciated it when I didn't kick them around in public for as long as I couldn't kick them around. So, that's my experience. And
did Putin ever renege on a personal agreement he made to you?
He did not.
So behind closed doors, he could be trusted.
He kept his word in all the deals we made.
I guess the obvious question, President Zelensky, is, would you trust Vladimir Putin? You have suggested that you would be prepared to meet with him, leader to leader, and at some stage, I guess that has to happen for a peace deal to be done. Would you trust him if he gave you his word? I found it very interesting at the time, but this is a long time ago.
See, that's what I meant. Like, when I first answered the question, like when Friars asked name one thing Trump has done to, kind of help the poor people, I before I gave the example, I was like, yeah, y'all gonna pick it apart anyway, so it really doesn't matter. And that's what's kind of happening now. I'm just saying, I'm taking advantage of it. I called every fucking body that I knew that would qualify for that shit, and I said, hey, take y'all ass up there, get you a fucking apprenticeship, a trade, or go to school, nigga. Everybody. I'm that kind of friend. Like, I'm not finna call you and say, let's go hang out or pop bottles or go to the club or go do some shit in the streets. No, nigga. Let's go make your life better, bro.
This is early Putin, but I found it very interesting that Bill Clinton said, however rough stuff got in public, that if Putin gave him his word, he always kept it. Would you feel confident that Putin would keep his word to you?
Of course not. With all respect to President Clinton and to other partners, he never had the war against Russia. So he never been, God bless, he's never been in such circumstances and relations as we have. We don't have any diplomatic relations with Russia. We have now war dialogue, which just began during the war. And it's not even me, this on the technical level of our teams. And we are enemies. I think he, of course, I can't trust the person who killed so many people in Ukraine and who began full-scale invasion against my nation. And that about it today, he attacked all our civilians, infrastructure, people, schools, and etc. And of course, we answered, but not on civilians. Everybody knows about it. But in any way, he understands. I think he understands who I am, and I understand who is he. And that's why I will not trust him. That's why I have more specific dialogue with him. It's not about trust. How to decide how to end the war. I'm not sure that our teams can really decide the question of the land.
You said it's almost like you support the idea of oligarchy, only helping your family's friends. Where did you pull that out of your ass from, Friars? Where the fuck did that come from?
It's up to our people in any way. At the end, it's our people to accept the peace deal or not up to anybody in the world. And it doesn't depend on a strong country or strong leader or not. No, it's up to Ukrainian people. But before it, I see now the result of our negotiation meetings. As I said,
no, what it is that whether the funding goes to 50 states like it's supposed to or it doesn't, I have an obligation to tell the people around me that I know and see are disenfranchised and could take advantage of this shit, like, hey, it's available to us right now. I'm not saying that it shouldn't go nationwide, and it should. I'm saying that it just happened here first. So I wanted to clarify that. Yes, I think everybody should be able to take advantage of that as a country. If we're removing undocumented, we need to get people into these positions, into these trades. I chose to opt out of the cybersecurity and IT shit, and I'm finna go learn some shit with my hands. And I'm telling my friends and the people around me, even by proxy, like, hey, look, dude, you want to go to barber school, man? They'll pay for that right now, man. You want to go plumbing? They'll pay for that right now. Oh, look, my friend has a plumbing company. He'll give you an apprenticeship. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of shit that I'm trying to see go on around me. I'm not saying that I support oligarchy or the whole country shouldn't be able to take advantage of it. I'm saying that right now, I can take advantage of it. I've walked through the steps. I see what kind of, paperwork they want and what you need. And I'm telling my friends and the people around me, like, hey, bro, get the fuck out the streets. Leave that shit alone, man. Let's not rap no more. Let's leave the rapping shit alone, man. Let's go get some shit where we can get our hands dirty, start our LLC, man. And by the time we come up out that damn apprenticeship, man, we all right. Now we can employ some people. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of shit that I want to see going around.
Some points which are constructive. Americans put a lot, and everybody want. I mean, it's not everybody. We want. Ukrainians want very much to end this war, but I see now that only on the level of leaders we can try end this war. On the level of leaders, we can really try to solve the question.
But this is the thing. You're saying if Donald Trump is giving special favor to Arkansas just because of Sarah Huckabee, that's literally supporting the idea of oligarchy. You're saying that he's only doing that because of Sarah Huckabee. You said that. I didn't say that. I would think that, if they're going on a state-by-state shit, Arkansas, it has an A. It's one of the fucking first states. Maybe we don't have a lot of people either. Maybe they got their paperwork done first. Ever thought about that, man? But no, you want to just automatically go to the worst. It's Sarah Huckabee, it's this, it's that. That's the only reason. No, nigga, Arkansas ain't got shit. We don't have a bitch-ass thing here, man. Come here and look the fuck around. There's nothing here. They need people out here to work and start businesses because we don't have a motherfucking thing. That's why our paperwork goes through. That's why our budget is always fucking balanced, man. They know that if our budget is always balanced as a state. We have too much money, we're gonna send that shit back. We never go over because we don't have shit here. We have nothing.
Territorial questions, which are very sensitive and painful and difficult. That's why we speak about security guarantees, because we don't trust Russians. Personally Putin and personally Russians. It's not just about Putin, it's about system. It's about his people around him. Even when another person will be on his place and another people will be on my place, of course. On my place, of course. I don't know what will be with him, but on my place, of course. It's mean that we have to speak about the institutional trust, but not to each other. Trust to the institution of security guarantees. So because we will not support personally, we will not trust personally, but also our nations will need, I don't know how many years for the dialogue. I don't know. They have to be.
They need to apologize to you. You want to hear an apology?
Not to me. Not to me. I mean that. What I mean that. I don't know how many years, dozens of years, or I don't know, hundreds of years, and at the end we will need for the dialogue between our countries. But in any way, it's not only about years.
Oh, here they go, fucking with us again, chat. Don't worry, man. Don't worry, chat. We'll be right back. Hold on, man. Y'all double tap the screen and shut the live out, man. Hopefully they don't end this fucking live, bro.